This is the Grumpy Old Vet. Welcome to class number 23 in this series. The following are the talking points for lecture number 1 by Dr. Robert Brown. After reviewing the talking points, go to the description box below this video and click on the link. That will take you to the video for this lecture. The video is 41 minutes long. Welcome to the Dangers of Democracy class, a lecture produced by the John Birch Society with Dr. Robert Brown, brought to you by the Hillsdale Justice Project at Liberty Hall. Talking point number 1. When asked what form of government the Constitutional Convention of 1787 had created, Benjamin Franklin replied, "A republic, ma'am, if you can keep it." Question. In what ways is the government established by the Constitution a republic and not a democracy? The most important difference is found in the terms rule of law versus majority rule, the difference being the limitation of power of the government. In a democracy, there is nothing to limit the power of government. As Woodrow Wilson said of socialism, the state should consider itself bound to stop only at what is unwise or futile. Our Constitution established a federal government with strictly limited powers, giving them the power to protect the life, liberty, and property of the people, but otherwise leaving the people alone. Talking point number 2. Read the quote attributed to Alexander Fraser Tytler that follows. A democracy cannot exist as a permanent form of government. It can only exist until the voters discover that they can vote themselves, money, from the public treasury. From that moment on, the majority always votes for the candidate, promising the most benefits from the public treasury, with the result that a democracy always collapses over loose fiscal policy, always followed by a dictatorship. Question. Why do democracies always collapse? Can you think of any modern examples of this? Once the people realize they can vote themselves other people's money, they start down a path that always leads to bankruptcy. As attributed to Margaret Thatcher, the problem with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money. How are the democracies of Europe, now turned socialist, doing today? In 2011, Greece recognized they were on the brink of financial ruin. In response, they began to push for austerity measures to rein in out-of-control spending on public benefits. The people responded with rioting in the streets, insisting their benefits from the public treasury continue. In effect, they were saying, "Let the country collapse." Talking point number 3. Chinese dictator Mao Zedong candidly admitted, "The democratic revolution is the necessary preparation for the socialist revolution, and the socialist revolution is the inevitable sequel to the democratic revolution." Question. What new perspective does this give to the recent democratic revolutions in Egypt, Greece, and elsewhere? Spontaneous revolutions are never truly spontaneous. Someone always plans them. This is true of the European democratic revolutions of 1848, which were planned well in advance to coincide with the publication of the Communist Manifesto. This is true of democratic revolutions today. Marxists, throughout their history, have always tried to use democratic revolutions to destabilize governments, to bring their people to power. When you see a democratic revolution, this should be a big red flag, indicating that someone is trying to advance socialism. Talking point number 4. President George W. Bush told us that we must go to war in Iraq and Afghanistan to spread democracy. Question. Where is this international spreading of democracy likely to lead? Democracy inevitably leads to socialism. International democracy can only lead to international socialism. Go to the description box below and click on the link to go to the John Birch Society page. The Constitution is the Solution video series with Dr. Robert Brown for lecture number 1, The Dangers of Democracy. Now, with these talking points in mind, go to the link in the description box below. If you are not a member of the John Birch Society, I highly recommend this organization. If there is not a chapter in your area, I would suggest starting one with your friends. Thank you.